What is it like to grow up in a musician's house? I mean, you hear music 24/7 and it's a learning process. And that learning process will continue until the day you die. You will never become a master. You will always be a student. I have to thank my lucky stars that I didn't have to be sat down and it didn't have to be forced on me, simply because it was there all the time for us to hear, to sample and to absorb the information. It was the most tenseless way to be able to learn music. There was no getting nervous, oh my God, I have to sit down and study this. No. From early morning, 3 o'clock, we would talk about music, and then I'd go to the madrasa. So in talking about the music, we talked about Lord Ganesha, Saraswati, Lord Krishna, learn the stutis, learn vandanas and whatnot and everything, which are part of our routine. And then went to the madrasa and learned the Quran, and then went to the church and did our hymns before we went to the class to study. So all this information kept coming to me like a natural process, and it was never ever forced onto me with the idea that one is correct, the other one is wrong. My father was very calm and cool about it. There was no cane, there was no any kind of pain or anything. It was made to be a normal process. It wasn't made to be like a juggernautic, very process that had to be done in a way where you had to take a shower, you had to clean yourself, you had to do a puja, and then you have to sit down with the instrument. No. It was just part of your daily routine. John McLaughlin, a guitar player, is telling me about jazz, which I may have not known about. I'm learning, and that means that's another language that is available to me now to be able to talk my story in, so that another jazz musician can hear me talk in their language and understand where I come from. It doesn't matter when George Harrison, who sold multi-million records, he still wanted to learn more. He didn't want to just accept himself to be a master performer. So he went to Ravi Shankar to study. I think all these great musicians, Grateful Dead, I mean Jimi Hendrix, they all learned even though they had become the great musicians of the time. Instead of doing about, say, 200 or 240 shows a year, I'm down to 110. That's kind of a semi-retirement. I'm spending a little more time at home documenting, trying to piece it all together for the next generation as to what's available, what's not, and so on. So that's what I call semi-retirement. But then I'll get to semi-retirement, and then really like the Sri Sris, so semis will continue.